Yay, Serena, we are live. Hello,
Hey.
everybody. I
Hi, hi.
have I have a very special guest with me here today. Her name is Serena A Larcombe, and Serena is a beautiful mom, single mom to 4 kids. You have my adoration. I'm a single mom to one.
Oh, yeah.
That's sometimes enough. She is living in Gold Coast in Australia, and she is for me the queen of changing your limiting beliefs and finding a way out of no way. I will let her introduce herself in a second, but I can just share a little bit about you, Serena. You have been, prior to diving into our community, in constant hustle, selling supplements to your family and friends, and not having the ends to meet, not being able to provide for yourself and your family and your precious kids, and being in this space of lack and scarcity and fear and all of that. And I know that you have done such an incredible growth and change during the time you have been part of this community, and that you are now a six-figure online business owner, very successful in this space and living the life of your dreams, being a yes family, basically saying yes to anything you or your precious family desire. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I love that.
Beautiful. So, if there are any questions and answers before we dive into this, guys, please put them into the comments below and we will answer them as we go or at the end, or we can also do it after finishing the interview. So, Serena, would you love to say a couple of words about yourself? How was your journey into this space and how has your life changed after joining our community?
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you so much for having me. It's so great to connect with you. And I know that, we've just, shared that you're in Bali and I'm here on the Gold Coast. And how awesome is it that we have this beautiful tool of social media to connect us all globally and form these amazing connections and relationships, etc. So yeah, I'm super honored and blessed to be here and to be sharing space with you. So thank you for having me. And yeah, just to really echo off what you just shared is absolutely right. I was in a place throughout my life. I've been involved in different industries and, corporate management roles and hospitality from a fairly young age, trading my time for money. I then moved into traditional business of where I kind of bought myself a job, and that then led me to the traditional network marketing space. And you were, so right with that. I was, aligned with a vehicle that just was not supporting that. It was very outdated. There were no systems, no strategies, very low commissions. And it created a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety, a lot of scarcity, lack, all of those things in my life. And I knew there had to be a better way. I knew the power of the online space. I knew the power to create freedom, in your time and finances. But it was really just, finding the right space to be able to do that. And I put it out there. I was in a place of not really being able to pay for anything just around 4 years ago. And I prayed for a miracle, and this beautiful space and community showed up. So I truly do believe it is such a miracle. I stepped out of, a low-level strategy and low profit commissions, earning $20 to $30, $40 per sale of a product, into, a space of high-level strategy, a space with proven built strategies that you get to plug and play, which was an absolute game changer. High profit, which meant that, I stepped into a space of earning, a few hundred up to thousands per sale as opposed to $20. And that shift in itself was so huge. It was so expensive. But I guess one of the biggest shifts that this space and this community has really activated and empowered within me is the internal shifts, the internal shifting the internal world. And, you know, when I first started here, I was in that place of stress and scarcity and lack and worry and fear and all of those things. And I was, you know, held and empowered with the simple tools to start to shift out of that. And I started to implement that, and I started to shift my internal world. I started to shift, you know, my beliefs, and I started to, you know, raise my energy and my frequency, vibration, and body gratitude. And that in itself had a radical shift in my life. And that happened relatively quickly. So this wasn't something that took years, you know, to happen. The moment that I started, you know, that I was provided with these tools in this space, you know, I started to create those shifts quite quickly. And so when I, you know, had that along with this incredible proven strategy, the two together created a magic formula for success and transformation. And so, you know, I started to you know, manifest. I started to attract. I started to really become that magnet. I no longer had to make lists, you know, of 100 people and spam people and do all those things that didn't feel good for me, that led me to a place of burnout, you know, and everything just shifted and expanded from there. And, you know, I just, just kept, you know, growing and expanding and creating the success within this space. And now, you know, 4 years in, I've completely transformed, you know, not only as a person, I'm now like a fully present, lit up mum. So I've gone from being that stress, scarcity, that to now being, you know, fully present and lit up. We have full, you know, freedom in our time and finances. Thanks to, you know, the systems and the automation and the support there, plus the, you know, the high profit income. And, you know, that has really changed every aspect of our life and changed our financial future, you know.
I love to listen to you. I could listen to you whole day probably. But it's just, you know, it so much resonates with my own story. I have been in this space a bit over 1 year, and like the change which has happened, you know, and all the opportunities which came into my life thanks to this business was not only this business, but also the other opportunities, you know, which came along was, like you say, the moment you step out of the old one into something completely different, it feels like the gate opens and the universe is like, oh, this is a playground. Here you go and enjoy and have fun and be abundant and thrive. You name it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. And I often say that, you know, that when you lean in, you know, and you say yes, you know, and I'm a big believer, the universe does put in front of you what you need at the time you need it. And it's up to us to take the action, to say yes, to step forward and really act on those signs and act on those things that are being placed in front of us. And once you do, you're right, like, paths and doorways open, things start to create, and suddenly, like, you're creating things that you probably thought were not ever possible, but it is possible, right? Like, it's there.
Yeah, absolutely. I know, Serena, that you will be a speaker on the incredible mastermind we are going to have next week. And we have these masterminds approximately 3 to 4 times a year. They are very special. And I know that also they are filled with all kind of practical techniques and tools. When you can shift your mindset and you can do exactly the journey you are talking about. You get the tools to be able to walk on such a journey. Would you like to share a little bit about the past mastermind you have been part of? Were there any special techniques you have learned which changed your life, basically?
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, you know, what we will be sharing, you know, this really is our gift to you. This is our way to really, really give back, you know, because we know right now, you know, in the world, like there's a lot going on, you know, there's a lot of things that are impacting people's lives in many different aspects. And, mindset and energy and vibration is definitely one of them. And so we will be sharing, the tools and the tips and the techniques and things that you can actually implement right now that will shift you, that will start to create some change for you, that will start to set you on a journey and a path to be able to really start to shift that internal world. And when we do that, the external world starts to follow. So for me, I was have been so blessed to be in the right space of where I have been provided with the tools and all of these things to implement into my life. And it's very simple, and it gets to be super simple, but it is so powerful. And so, we will be supporting you with being able to, really start to raise your energy and vibration. And, one of the biggest things for me was gratitude and finding the power of gratitude and living and breathing and embodying gratitude and feeling it, on a daily basis. And when I really implemented that into my life, very quickly, people on the external started to feel a shift in me. And they started to reach out and were like, a few days into reading an incredible book called The Magic and implementing that into my life. And it's one of the Bibles of our space, because that was such a key component to really, it was like it was the universe's way of showing me how powerful this work is. And it was that beautiful introduction. And people were like, I don't know what you're doing or what's happened, but something has changed. What shifted? What are you doing? What are you up to? And I created all this curiosity simply by implementing and following that book and those gratitude practices. That, and we will be also supporting you to shift those limiting beliefs, those limitations, those things that we often carry with us that are not true, right? They're just stories. And I've been able to clear, like I had so many of those, and I've been able to clear and to reprogram one belief at a time through doing this work. So we'll be sharing that with you as well. But mantras, really speaking your life into existence and taking the action so that it really comes into your reality. So they're just some of the amazing things that we'll be sharing. And these are the things that I've learned since being in this space and since being part of these amazing launches.
Oh, same for me. And I know the gratitude is so powerful. I'm also, every morning, I wake up, I remember that she says, the moment you step on the floor, you say thank with the first foot and you with the second one, right? Because it's not, and I always teach it my son, especially in these times we are living in. And I have seen so many people, dying of various reasons lately here in Indonesia. And I told him it's not absolute thing that we are alive. It's a gift. We could be dead, today, and we are alive and we can thrive throughout life. That's amazing. So at least to say thank you, that means a lot.
Yeah, so powerful.
And also our kids, they are so great with teaching us about changing these beliefs. Every time I would say something, I'm like, oh, did I really say that? I didn't mean that at all. And then you start to you meet yourself in the door, right? And you start to transform, and you can also transform your kid as you grow together. That's such a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Serena, if there is somebody watching and they are wondering, is this mastermind for me? Could you share a little bit about who you would recommend it into?
Yeah, absolutely. So, this is for anyone who is wanting to, who's feeling perhaps a little stuck, a little stagnant, is wanting to really start to, shift that out of their system, really step into seeing what's truly possible. What's truly possible when you actually start to shift your internal world, when you start to shift those beliefs and you start to open up and really see what's truly possible for you. And So it's really for anyone who is just wanting to be around great energy, great vibration. I promise you that from what you learn, from what you experience, from all of the value that is going to be shared from the speakers, it will shift you. It will shift you on some level. You will be given tangible things that you can actually implement into your life to start creating shifts. Just being around a collective space of people consciously raising their energy, their frequency and vibration, that in itself shifts you. That has such an awesome impact. And yeah, so there will be all of that and so much more. So, it's really for the people right now that are, just looking to shift, looking to change, open to seeing what is truly possible for their life, leaving behind, those energies of fear and lack and scarcity and uncertainty, because, we're abundant, like we're born abundant beings. And we're super passionate about that in this space of really bringing people back to living in abundance and having that abundant mindset, that abundant relationship with money. And just really supporting people with that.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Let me see. Yeah, there are not any questions and answers, but if there are any, guys, then just put them into comments below and we will answer them later. And Serena, is there anything else I didn't ask you would love to share at the end?
No, look, I like I said earlier, if you have landed in front of us right now, if you've landed in front of this video, there is a reason. And I'm such a believer in that. And so lean in and just be open and say yes and come and be part of, our amazing launch. It kicks off on Monday. You will just get such a vibe from being around, the energy and vibration of the space. You will shift with the value that is shared. And, I really invite you to just lean in, even if you're like a bit like, oh, I'm not sure, that was me a few years ago. And I'm living proof that when you go first, the universe goes so much further. And you have to lean in and say yes, and if you're ready to change, if you're ready to say, you know what, yes, I am open to seeing what is truly possible for my life. Okay, then this is for you. So really excited to, to welcome all of you into the space and to share, and to really give this gift to all of you.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. And I would love to say, guys, if you like the energy of Serena and my own, then you 10x it. And then you will see the power of the community, because on the last mastermind, I believe we have been over 4,500 people, and it has been epic. And it's every time it's epic and unique. And this one is also going to be a very special, where we will basically open the curtains for you. And on day 3, you will be able to see exactly step by step how we work, what we do, how we earn money. So you will not only get all these amazing tools for change your mindset, but you will also get practically step how to connect it with, earning money and being able to thrive on all levels of your being and your life. So yes. I'm so excited to see you there. Thank you so much, Serena, for joining us here today. That was a pleasure to have you here. And if anybody is interested in this mastermind, then please reach out to me and I will send you more information about it. And I cannot wait to see you there and enjoy your talk, Serena, on day 1. Going to be epic. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.